dehors. Tu vas te peler là.
Ah non, t'es capté. J'ai une doudoune faite sur mesure.
Ah d'accord. Et pourquoi tu fais du cerf-volant d'ailleurs?
Le vent ne fait que de souffler des post-it et j'essaie d'en avoir un depuis tout à l'heure. Tu crois vraiment que le vent veut nous dire un truc?
Connerie. Ce n'est que la météo. Tu crois vraiment qu'elle va nous donner des ordres tant qu'on y est? Hein? Qu'est-ce que... Oh merde!
C'est bon, tu peux descendre. Elle a compris. Coucou.
Welcome back to this incredible episode. Today, this will be a big one, for it is time for Oxita's main gimmick. Yes, it is time to finally showcase it. Usually, people tend to present it quickly after their starters, but I went with telling it later. Why, you may ask? I forgot. Yes, I know, but at the same time, it gave me more time to think about the gimmick itself, especially gameplay-wise. You can thank my computer for being dusty. It's gonna be a long one, so sit tight, grab a snack or two, and let me present to you something I should have done months ago. See, the region of Provence is known for many things, and that includes the winds. You may have heard about the Mistral, the winds of Provence, but did you know we have much more than that? According to this fancy map of wind currents, we have 32 winds.
Oh wow!
Of course, all of them do not blow at the same time. Otherwise, we would have joined the Typhoon Squad and find tornado chasers in the area. From there, my brain picked me one reference: Warhammer Fantasy. And I insist on fantasy, because we're not talking about the sci-fi version that is 40k. Within Warhammer Fantasy, we can find the winds of magic. 8 elemental winds born from the Immaterium anyone can wield with Hand of Fortitude or Madness. Fire, Heavens, Metal, Beast, Life, Light, Death and Shadow. It's more complicated than that, but it's more than enough to explain my gimmick. The point is, I'm making Oxita a huge, invisible crossroad of winds that bears each type, and some Pokemon can tap into their powers. Say, are you into storytelling? Because I'm about to showcase it that way. Enjoy!
Grandpa Nicholas!
Oh, you kid! How are you today?
Poppy, won't you get slapped by copying old Grenier's storytelling?
Oh no, the Orgonier only goes after who's the famed Star Citizen, live at Antoine Fellow. There's nothing to worry about.
Grandpa, can you tell us a story?
Did I told you of the winds of Oxita and how they came to be? It was a long time ago, before the Saint Pokemon even walked on your lands. Oxita never existed to begin with. It was once a maelstrom of war and capricious winds of magic, able to transform anything they touch. This warp typhoon is known as Gale Crossword. One day, the great genies of Unova found out about this growing tempest of chaos. When they discovered the true power and threat behind it, they combined their power to separate it from her world. It was not an easy one, but they managed to do it. after a long fight, they stabilize the place into a large island, mint as the seal. This island is none other than home, Oxita. To make sure it stays that way, Landos create 4 beings with the task of keeping on high on New Island and control the very winds of the crossroad themselves, if need be. Zamisto, Nevanhu, Zuloko, and Shionan. Together, they form the Zephyr of Oxita. Yet, Gale's crossroad still flow within this place. There is no shape by the heighty type we all know. This is what we call nowadays the Tide Gales. From the moment Oxita was born, the Pokémon who settled here were susceptible to the influence of these exoteric winds. To counter this, the Zephyr themselves taught worthy Pokémon along with their trainers how to deal with it. To the Pokémon, Zamistro and his sibling taught them to weave the very winds of the crossroad. To the trainers, the Zephyr forged special compasses able to channel the Gale type as an antennae for their partner to use. This practice is known to us as Zephyr Prime, and her duty is to make sure Oxita, who home, the seal is never broken.
Wow, that looks so cool.
Can I learn my Podswing count as Zephyr Prime?
Oh, sorry, but you'll need to fully evolve your partner first. Plus, you need the approval of Oxita's professor for that.
Aww.
Say, do you have another story to tell?
I do, but it will be next time.
Heyo! You're asleep? Did you like the story I did? Let me bring you back to Earth and explain Zephyr Prime in details. In a nutshell, a Zephyr Prime is a gimmick only available to certain Pokémon. It is a proper transformation akin to a Mega Evolution, with the kicker being the type. Upon reaching Zephyr Prime, they become Monotype. Unlike Terra Crystallization, this Monotype is set in stone for every species and cannot be any other type this Pokémon already has, i.e. Lavantail wields the same Monotype and cannot be Monograss nor Monofairy upon Zephyr Priming, since that's the Pokémon's type. Yes, that's a new verb. Screw you! All Zephyr Prime forms are equipped with something called Gale moves. Think of them as Z-moves tailored for each Pokémon. The caveat is that once you use that move specifically, your Pokémon will revert back to their original form. Thus, you can either go for the defensive tactic, or you can trigger a Gale move to take down the greatest threat to your team. For the crunchy part, Zephyr Prime can only be used once per battle. Baiting the enemy Pokémon with the magic wind on their side is a viable way to deny someone's attempt at using this gimmick. A Pokémon stat will gain roughly 100 points and an ability upon reaching this state. To know which Pokémon can reach Zephyr Prime, you get a Pokédex update from Professor Cedar and the Zephyr Glow. This device is not only a Gale compass, but also a radar, able to detect traces of Gale's crossroad on a Pokémon's DNA. Touch your fully evolved Pokémon and see if the Gale's compass reacts to it. If it still spins, it's not attuned. If the north arrow sticks to one wind direction, it won't move. Congrats! You have a Pokémon who can reach Zephyr Prime! Did I got everything, Jude?
Attends, laisse-moi voir. C'est bon, c'est impec.
Good then. It's time to show the Zephyr Prime form. Starting now.
Empty flow. The first bane of Oxida, with a sleep, yet awake. To stop his omniric slumber is to break when faced to truthful dreams.
On the video about the starters, I spoke of the common theme being tropes for fiction. Being the princess of the bunch, Zephyr Prime essentially made her go to sleep, hence Comatose as her ability. Careful with Empty Flow. It is lucid dreaming to the point she reached what Elder Scrolls fans call Chim, aka the fucking power to influence our reality, because our universe is now a dream to them. If you manage to wake it up, well, farewell. Jokes aside, her game moves is Midsummer Dreamscape, a powerful dreamlike move that binds the foe's mind in eternal slumber, making them asleep for up to 5 turns and unable to do anything.
Corrupted Council. The second bane of Oxida, who is pleased from our bickerings. All is planned in his machination, even your meddlings.
Let's keep going with the villain of the story, or rather, the super villain.
What's the difference?
Obvious is there because you can easily trick a super villain. They are always 2 steps ahead of you. Also, super villains have style. You know who is a super villain by the look alone. All exaggerated in then, and that's how you still remember them to this day. His scale move is Villainous Puppet Show, a confusing showcase of evil duplication of him that will make the enemy Pokemon fall for taunts and sucker punches for up to 5 turns, making them another puppet for Corrupted Council to play with.
Stream Marine. The third bane of Oxida that relishes in the act of violence. Come and take the truth, meaning of raw strength and fury.
And lastly, let's talk about our hero. Although he is more of a war hero than anything else. Rough skin is the best way to showcase how this guy can and will strike back. We're not dealing with a goody shoes paladin that makes sure evil is felled. No.
Il a dit Gab!
It's a Doom-like protagonist with Dynasty Warrior roots and the delicacy of pre-2018 Kratos. His Gale move is Ultra Slayer, a pummeling combo fist and firearms that lowers both defense and special defenses by 2. Do not use protection moves against this particular game move, for it will break it, and you'll get additional damages from it. Quick note before showcasing the others, then name or refers to an old Provençal saying. Loup Parlement, Loup Mistro, et la Duranzo, sont les tres flous de la Provençaux. Sorry for butchering the pronunciation, for the Provençal tongue is not as spoken nowadays. It speaks of 3 walls of the region back when Provence got added into the Kingdom of France. The Mistral, which brought many tempests and rains, the Durand, which flooded the region and caused tremendous damages, and the Parliament of Aix-en-Provence, which was nothing but a puppet to the Kingdom of France. Now that you know everything about your starters, you can now make an educated choice. Tell me if you still stand by your initial choice, or you fell in love with another starter.
Eternal Source. Gather around this great fountain of life and rebirth. Drink its water and you will be brought back to your biological prime.
One key aspect of Zephyr Prime forms is how they amplify the original Fakemon design to the point they are quasi-legendaries. That's one of the effects of Gale types on your Pokemon. A Quantic is the best example for that. Water sources are often revered and depicted as source of purity and cleansing. What did Zephyr Prime turn a Quantic into? A monograss fountain of youth! As to why it is monograss, it's easy to explain. Water is a basic component for life to grow, and this includes plants. Hence why you see water in this design. Its Gale move is Ancient Miracle. A tidal wave of cleansing water strikes the foe and brings a special water layer to your side, removing status and healing you for 5 turns. A good way to stand your ground and keep your team a tad longer. Think of it as a one-sided grassy terrain but with water.
Guardian's Rage. Beware of this guardian of long-gone relics, for he will make sure you're not getting out. Trespass his cave if you dare.
If a Quantic gets a Zephyr Prime form, it would be fair for Garamore to get one too. Making a Zephyr Prime form around a living crevice was something, but I eventually found out a shortcut. The Garage is an entity only seen in Provençal depths or caverns. What also lives in caves according to worldwide myths? Dragons. Even his Gale moves is reminiscent of this. Ordine Jaws is a flaming, draconic bite able to devour the foe before being spit out. This not only adds tremendous damage, but this Gale moves eats the enemy's held item, removing it from good. Thankfully, Gale moves can only be used once per combat, so you don't have to worry about losing all your items to some living crevice.
Boogeyseed. If you are wandering in the night, beware of the Boogeyman's horse. Cross his gaze and you'll be joining the Phaeacians.
If you watch the 7th episode of Pokemon Glory and Fortune, remember that the main inspiration for Gallspring is the Drapé. This same myth is also told with the same purpose as the Boogeyman. By reaching Zephyr Prime, Gallspring embraced the older Drapé tradition and became a sleep demon with the neat quirk of a fake bed on his belly. Don't sleep on it though. That's how he ends. By the way, sleep paralysis is the name of his gale moves, a ghoulish trance that will make you go to sleep on his belly before dragging you to the abyss to devour you. Worst of all is that if your Pokemon is already asleep before the move, it's a guaranteed KO. Way to capitalize on that sleep status, Boogie Pony!
Gunpowder Spice! Few people knows this one is the first Pokemon to create Gunpowder. Fewer people live to tell the tale of the first firearm.
You may ask why of all revealed Oxita fake ones, the spikes no were added. Simple. Because I described them as grass shooter, and it would be neat to extend it to a funny Occitan story or how they're the first one to create artificial firearm. As a bonus, they introduce a new ability, Railgun. It's a simple one that adds bonus damage to laser and beam attacks, crossing beams, ice beam, ultra beams, etc. You know what I mean. Plus, their gale moves a spice away, a rain of scorching pepper seeds that will explode on impact, bringing the meaning of bullet hell. This move would badly burn the fun and reduce the special attack by 1. A good type bug ice counter for a tiny grass gnome, if you ask me.
Tiny Terror! Welcome to the Summer 100 Friend Parade! Bring your talisman or you'll join these critters can be gained from the best and the worst.
The idea of tuning my Pika-clone to Zephyr Prime came from 2 sources. Mom's Dex Creek region, where his Pika-clone has a giving form on its own, and how Pika-clone are known for introducing a region's new features. Fun fact! The main idea of leading the 100th Fright Parade came from listening to Junkie Halloween Orchestra, aka a bunch of J-pop icons disguised as Halloween creatures. This didn't stop me from turning the Pika-clone into a stage clone, by the way. This critter's Gale's move, a scary prank, a nefarious game that would break one's sanity with a well-placed jump scare. Along with damages, your victim gets the ability Replays with Scaredy Cat, a new ability which raises the chances of flinching when hit. And that's all I got for Zephyr Prime form so far. Remember that this is one part of all the Pokemon that I planned. Tell me, who do you want in new team now that you've seen them? Which official Pokemon would you like to see Zephyr Prime, by the way? I plan on including the Johto starter into the mix, and I wonder if you want to see others running to the bag. This could work as a spin-off format when I add the Gale's Crossroads influence over your favorite Pokemons. Some of them will make it to the Occitan Zephyr Prime Palooza you're seeing right now. And there you go! I have finally presented to you my gimmick. For the legendary Zephyr I introduced, they will have their own videos. That's a promise, my part. It took me a while to do it, especially with me cleaning up my computer for inside and outside because it went thorough until I removed all the dust from it. In the end, it was worth the wait. Thanks for all the people who gave their voices to make the story section alive. Check out the accounts for all, they also bring neat stuff. I also must thanks the other who tried to take a stab at it but didn't make it. You are all incredible people. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. If you want more of it, you can subscribe or even join my Discord server. Until then, see you next time. Ciao tout le monde!